Sophia, last time we were here, the feeling was losing sucked. How does this feel now to have such a big win like this under your guys' belt?
It doesn't suck, because that last one against Cincinnati did kind of leave a sour taste in your mouth. But this felt good, especially in the environment that we just played in. There's nothing different, nothing better than playing in Savage Arena with that many people. The fans are amazing. They show out every single day, but this was definitely a different feeling.
You're a Michigan girl. How big of a deal is it for you personally to get these 2 wins in the last 2 years?
I wouldn't say it's something crazy, but them being a great team that they are, I think adds a more element than me being from Michigan alone, because they're a great team every single year. So to get them 2 years in a row is a great feeling.
Is what happened today, I mean, not necessarily the level of dominance, but just the way everything kind of flowed well. Is this what you envisioned?
This is who we are, period. This is who we are. This is who we should have been every single game. From here on, from the beginning. But it took us a few to just get punched in the mouth, really. But this is the team that we are. This isn't a hoax or anything. This is who we are, who we've been from last year to carry on. But Coach Culp did a really good job of prepping us. As much as practices weren't fun, we were working really hard, but I think we've gotten so much better in the past week.
Do you think, winning in the fashion you did against SMU and then the second half of the North Dakota State game, do you think that finally got things to click for you guys?
Honestly, we had a scrimmage against our men's team as they were Michigan, and we were shooting the lights out. And I think that was kind of our momentum. Emmy was banking threes, hitting them. I think she was probably 4 for 4. Q had a few banks today, which, I was extra hyped for them. She back there right now, But I think that scrimmage that we had kind of showed us who we are and that we can't hit those open shots.
What do you think about just the electricity in the building tonight, especially as you guys were getting a lot to cheer about?
We kept mentioning that we just needed to get them going. Because almost you feel like the floor is shaking a little bit when the crowd's on their feet. And like I said earlier, they're great every game, but this was just a whole different feeling that they gave us today.
Obviously, defense was good all across the board, but just how did those blocks from Hannah early on just really get the defense even more fired up?
Hannah, you better watch this. You should be doing this every game. She is dominant. She just needs to have the confidence to be dominant. She's 6'5". In practice, I don't want to go against her. Girls that we're playing don't want to go against her either. So I think our guards do a really good job of putting Hannah in a great position to block those shots. But Hannah is a great player, and I think we're going to see that from her the rest of the season.
How much do you feed off of the crowd on a night like tonight when it's just so energetic and obviously you play well?
Yeah, I always feed off of our crowd's energy. When we when we need a stop, they're out there cheering for us to get that stop. When we hit a bucket, they're out there cheering for us when we get those buckets. So I just always want to hear them cheering. Soph mentioned in one of our huddles, let's get the crowd going, because it also discourages the other team when we get our crowd going, and it just brings us up. Love it.
What does it mean to hammer a good team like Michigan? Just kind of the statement it shows about who you guys are.
It shows a lot when we can stay down and be our Toledo selves and move the ball around and share the ball. It just really shows how good we can be in this league and moving forward.
What about those 2 bank shots? Were you happy?
I was so happy. The bank was open today and we was making some cash money.
I was really, really proud of our players tonight to beat a very, very good team. And I was concerned about their size and their depth, and I thought we had to stay out of foul trouble, and for the most part we did. To do as well as we did taking care of the basketball against their length, to shoot it well, finally, really takes a lot of pressure off everything else, but also to play stingy defense. We forced a lot of turnovers and we're able to score 25 points from the turnovers, and that makes a big difference in a game. So I thought our defense really came through. I thought we did, for the most part, most of their offensive rebounds I thought were in the first half. Second half, I thought we did a better job of keeping them off the boards, but to take care of it, to make our free throws, we did all the little things we had to do to win today, and I thought Quenisha Lockett was fantastic. But I also thought Soph did an amazing job taking care of the basketball and really running our offense. Her stat line is nice. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. That's what we're used to seeing from her. I thought Hannah Novoroski in the first quarter was tremendous. Unfortunately, she got in foul trouble the second half, but really, really proud of what she brought our team. And then I can't compliment the rest of my team enough. The effort we had on both ends was what you had to have to beat a really good team like them. And for the fans, my goodness, what an amazing feeling. I haven't had that kind of electricity in this building since we won the NIT. And it was awesome to feel it again, and I hope it's not the last time we feel it this year.
Michigan only led for 19 seconds. You guys had, I think 27 minutes, the last 27 you're up double digits. I mean, did you foresee that level of dominance or anything coming?
I don't think ahead of time, no, simply because I knew how talented they were. But I think the focus and the tenacity of our team, I thought we stayed extremely focused for the most part. We had a couple lapses here and there, but you can't have a 5-minute or a 7-minute lapse. We didn't have those today. And because of that, we were able to keep the lead and build.
What did you think? I mean, you'd assume, Michigan will make a run in the third quarter, the beginning of the second half, and it just never came. You guys kind of kept them at bay. I don't know how big of a moment, what was kind of the beginning of the second half, and why were you able to not let them get into it?
Well, first off, I thought Danielle Page did a great job with this scout, and she had our team extremely prepared, and we had a week to prepare. I thought our practice guys did a fantastic job being Michigan this week. They got tired of me yelling at them to be exactly like them, but it paid off because this wasn't the first Michigan we had faced. We'd faced Michigan all week with our practice guys. And I thought they emulated their defense really well, so we weren't surprised when we saw things. But I also thought they helped us work on our defense, and we were very stingy because of it. But I think that's just the preparation that we had. It was nice to have a week to get ready for this game.
Tricia, we've talked about it with Duke and Notre Dame coming in here, but how much credit do you give Kim Barnes-Rigo to come in here? I don't think a lot of coaches would want to be part of this atmosphere.
I told our TV crew today at shoot around how grateful I am that she was willing to play this home and home, because Muffet was willing to do it, Kara Lawson was willing to do it, but those are few yeses for about 100,000 no's. You can ask Jesse how many times we get told no for home and homes, but it's so good not only for us, it's good for the league, but it's also great for basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, women's basketball needs more, great environments, great matchups, people being willing to stick their neck out. They're going to play in a lot of tough environments, and I'm sure probably something she'll tell them would be, hey, this is getting us ready for all these other teams we've got to play on the road that are going to have these kind of environments. So, hopefully they feel like they got something out of it in that respect, but it made us better. I think our schedule, what we've done so far, finally paid off.
Yeah.
We've played against length. We've played against athleticism. We've played against great teams. And finally, we shot the ball well. We took care of it. We got back to playing the Toledo basketball you remember of us a season ago.
Do you guys would have won regardless, but I think all 3 of your banked threes went in. Does that kind of say, like, for all the great shots that have missed early in the season,
yeah,
kind of feel like it evened out? It was just
it felt like karma finally went our way, right? When those bank shots went in, but not that that's how we planned it. But I will say the shooters that shot those that banked to win in are good shooters.
Yeah.
So, you got to have good touch for that to happen too. But I will say that helped, right? It helped whenever you're getting a little stale offensively and something like that happens. It kind of takes the pressure off.
How important can a win like this, especially showcasing the environment that Toledo has, be important to the program with the national eyes you had as well with this game being on TV?
I begged our league to go away from just playing league games on national television. And up until this season, we've only had one national televised game for the league in a decade. So when the league was generously saying, hey, we're going to give 4, 5, 6 this year, I said, well, when are they going to be? And they said February. And I begged for there to be some non-conference games, because that's when we all, as a group, can show the committee that we're different. If we're playing each other and we're beating each other up, the committee has no idea how good Ball State or Toledo or Kent State is. But when we beat a team like this, the committee can take notice, because they're a really good team. And you have to be willing to do that. And, there's a lot of, I want to give credit to some other people in our league. I mean, Brady scheduled Notre Dame and played them at home. Kent State played a home and home with Florida State. I mean, our better teams have got to be willing to stick their neck out. And we're not afraid to do that. But I'm so glad we got rewarded with a nationally televised game. This crowd deserved it. This program, the success we've had. I'm surprised this is the first one, even prior to me being the head coach, because of the success this program's had. And I hope it's not the last. This is a great opportunity for us to showcase our program, the University of Toledo. For our recruits that can't come to a game, this was a wonderful opportunity for them to watch it and sit at home and see a great environment. And hopefully they want to be a Rocket next year.
Do you think your rotation and kind of the minutes came into focus today?
I think we're learning what the rotation needs to be. And I do think that, we're also getting in the shape that we need to be to play the minutes that we're playing. It's harder when you're playing against really good talent because you can't take breaks. And I did feel like we were able to sub and keep people fresh. And a lot of that was something I talked to him before the game, stay out of foul trouble. We can't get into foul trouble with this team because they're deep. And I thought we did a really good job of staying out of foul trouble.
Emmy Radat, she had a few turnovers, but she was major hustle on the
Oh.
other side of half
Yeah.
court tonight. How big were those types of plays?
To have her experience, when we lost 2 kids, a lot of people don't realize we lost 2 kids off the bench who went pro. You know, one's playing in Portugal, one's playing in Finland, and we missed them. But I thought Emmy coming in gave us experience of a kid who played a lot of minutes at Rhode Island, who understands how to shoulder the responsibility. She didn't get freaked out because there's a big crowd. She's steady Eddie, and she's very mature, and she really helps us. Had we not signed Emmy, I'd been worried a little bit. She was like the missing piece that we absolutely had to have the season we want to have.